Hello guys, welcome to the Trading Parrot. As you can see on the RSI daily, we still have our setup standing strong outside the breakout area. After retesting the trend line, we are now in the process of putting a high. Yesterday we had some economic data, but at the same time, we are starting to accumulate some very strong buy signals. And in this video, I'm going to give you an update and I'm going to explain what that means. Very important signals coming from the VIX SPY, which has a great performance. And the shorts once again are entering that area where they are risking everything, while at the same time the order book is starting to look quite heavy on the lower end. So I'll give you a summary of all of that. I'll try to make a very clear picture of what I think is coming next. Guys, if this is the type of content that you like to watch, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I put out one of these videos. And if you feel like supporting the channel, watch this video until the very end and do not go anywhere without leaving a comment down below. That's really helping the channel to continue growing. So thanks so much for that. Have a look at the description. I have a link to open an account in Bybit. Now we have up to 30,000 in rewards. And if you already have a Bybit account, you can transfer your KYC to my referral link, and that can offer you up to 70% discounts in all TTP memberships, including the VIP, so you get access to over 100 different indicators in PineScript, access to the community, orchestrator signals, bot assistant, and a lot more. So let's start with the economic data. The US stocks ended up down yesterday, although they have a big run, hit some record highs, but reverted all the progress of the day. Interestingly, the stocks ended up down, and at the same time, the dollar index is dipping, which is typically doing the opposite as the stocks. You can see here the dollar index today is threatening to break down from this ascending wedge, which is a bearish pattern. I feel like the DXY currently is topping out, at least putting out a local top. This is the daily RSI, but in the price, I see the same shape playing out as well. We have a level of support at 105, so potentially this might come back for a retest around there. That should be very easy. The Nasdaq is once again getting rejection from this trend line that got lost on the 21st of June, and the S&P today for the first time in quite a while testing support right after having the hive signal that was printed once again on the 21st of June. We were expecting to see this drop, but instead of that, we saw a little bit more of upside, potentially printing now a double top on the S&P. And the same goes for the Nasdaq. It's quite losing momentum, so we will have to see if the DXY now breaks down here, what's going to be the next move for the market. The DXY coming down should, in theory, help the Nasdaq to see some recovery, but we are in a very weird situation where the Nasdaq and the S&P has been pumping and crypto and Bitcoin hasn't followed entirely. So maybe when you see now a correction on the Nasdaq and S&P, we might see some flow of cash into crypto. That's not very conventional, but it could be one scenario that ends up tricking everybody and playing out. I'm still looking for this breakout on the daily to target the areas of 49 and 52 in the price that today is located from 64.1 to 65.1. So $400 less than yesterday in terms of target. This is the target that I'm expecting to play out. We might see a lower low as well if we get faked out. I mentioned that on this retest to monitor if we are still above the trend line, and we are. That means that we are still in the game, but we haven't put now a higher high. So we need to keep paying attention on this. The RSI 4-hour yesterday had a breakdown as well. So although we retested, we lost momentum on the 4-hour. So this might go a little bit sideways for now. But on our favor, we are starting to pile up a lot of buy signals. And these are not just any typical buy signals. These are the stronger buy signals. Let's focus first on the delta, which is symbolized by these appearing here at the top end. you can see you have one delta signal that got printed and the price didn't revert to the upside, just like it happened here in April. Then we have a second delta signal and that was the bottom. The same setup is the one we are having here with another delta now printed just above 60K. We have a delta here. That was a great entry. We have delta signals here around 20K. We have delta signals around here with a big bounce. And the story continues pretty much everywhere where we start seeing some sideways, we get some delta signals, and then all those shorts get liquidated. And this is very simple. It's not magic. It's just the amount of shorts that we currently have are way beyond what we normally have. And typically when this breaks out to the upside, they lose all their bets because you don't want to be part of the majority doing the same move. That's only a recipe for disaster. We are pending from a thread in the bull market support band. The amount of inflows and outflows are very humble, so it's at the moment breaking even. But the start of the show today is this VIX SPY signal. It's an indicator I published for free on TradingView and it got featured. By the way, it's the only one I have featured in the platform. So go ahead and have a look. And today on the 8-hour, we are seeing a buy signal. You can see that the label says B1. We have one here as well, another one here with a significant pump, another one at 25K, and many here at the very bottom of the bear market. And if that wasn't enough, this is not just happening on the 8-hour, but now it's happening on the 1 day, which is extremely rare. You can see it. We have one here at 63K. We have many again at 25K and in the bottom of the bear market. This signal is not designed necessarily to find the precise bottom, but what it does, it is to forecast some sideways, maybe some low, but then eventually a move to the upside. So do not play these signals with a very tight stop loss, but this is telling us that bottom should be very close. In regards to liquidity, yesterday we showed in the video that this area here on the 1 week was extremely yellow. Unfortunately, since we are looking just at the 1 week, the week has passed apparently, and the yellow is no longer highlighted. Instead of that, they're highlighting the 62.6 and they show this area at 60 as taken. So the incentive in the 1 week for the price will be to go to 62.6. Hopefully that is going to allow the price to put a higher high here on the other side and continue our narrative to punish those shorts and to get to an RSI of 51. Since I know that there is liquidity at 64.9, we can increase this to the month and see if it's still there. There's no reason to go anywhere, so I can see here in the 1 month that is highlighted at 65 and is the most interesting level in the 1 month, followed by 69.2, but that's quite higher than this. In terms of fair value gaps, that coincides with taking all these levels, which must be really interesting for the price. We still have this below us at 55K, which we showed yesterday as well. But at the same time, in the order book, at least live, I'm seeing something extremely shocking, which is all this ladder of buy liquidity, which I'm not used to see in quite a while. We usually see 1 or 2 levels next to the price and then very humble liquidity sustaining. But at the moment, I see 300 here, 500s, and even beyond that. So here we have some 900s of the extreme amount of bid right below the price up until 58K. And this started from yesterday at 4 p.m. and some levels have even become brighter than before. So what is going on? They also pull out the ask liquidity here at the top end, and the next level of sell is at 65. So it seems like they're kind of reading my mind. The chances that we go there are increasing, in my opinion. But if you're new to trading and this setup doesn't play out, don't blame the messenger. I'm just reading probabilities. I'm not telling you the future. And to be very clear, any setup can fail. That doesn't mean that we read the probabilities in the wrong way. It just means that they were only probabilities, not certainties. And for those of you that are holding altcoins, I can see that little by little the drawdowns here are starting to get less blue, which means that we are seeing just in time as we expected some recovery in the alts. I told you that in the bull market, these areas of drawdown last for about 2 weeks. After that, we should see some light colors and then eventually some red again, which means that we are performing well in the altcoin market as well. We are still at Bitcoin season at a level of 22. Very little coins are outperforming Bitcoin, and the Bitcoin dominant continues to break down from this trend line. Total 3 is very close to a bottom, in my opinion. Rarely the USDT dominance is pushing to the upside. I wonder if this has anything to do with Binance now pushing back on USDT, or if it's actually people selling their coins. By the way, on the Bitcoin dominance, everybody's talking on Twitter about the BTC dominance breaking down. We talk about this from the 13th of May that we were gonna see a slowdown in the Bitcoin dominance. People just started talking about that over a month after, and that's because we follow RSI conveniently to get notified about events before they happen with a high accuracy. And as you can see, Ethereum BTC pair is now playing pretty good. It's looking very bullish. This price action here looks very bullish with high potential of a push higher. If you notice, Ethereum versus BTC on the 2017 went low, found a bottom here, and made a 50% retracement when it found a high here at 0.09. If we were to do something similar, this bull market, from the top to the bottom, the 50% will be located at 0.066, which is only 20% higher from where we are. But this is the Ethereum BTC pair. So two things, they can both pump together. So Ethereum and BTC could make it to over 100K, and that still leave this ratio between the two assets around here. Or two, Ethereum might outperform Bitcoin eventually if there's some narrative, and then we might break this rule that every single market we need to be doing diminishing returns on Ethereum, whereas on Bitcoin, we continue putting higher highs. Guys, I'm going back to enjoying my holidays. Before that, I will edit in this video that takes roughly an hour. So thanks so much for your likes and all the views yesterday. Really kind comments as well. It's awesome to see that you guys find the content useful. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.